Hi guys, welcome. Today on our live, we're talking about summer skincare. We have our guest, Alexandra Bernal, who is working as a content marketing strategist here at Organic Radiance. And we're going to chat about, she has rosacea, or I have rosacea, she has eczema, rather. And we're going to talk about summer skincare, how we change our skincare, different sunscreens that work for us. And once we bring her on, I think I have to wait for her to request that she join. Okay, I just got her request. Let's approve that. And so, just a little introduction for Alexandra. She's currently working on her BS in Beauty and Business Management. Hi, Alexandra. Thanks for joining us.
Hi.
I'm just giving our viewers a little background about your degree and your experience. So she's going to FITM right now, which is the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising right here in LA. And we're so thrilled to have you today and do a little chat about skincare. We both have really sensitive skin, so I'm excited to talk about your experiences um, and what summer means for your skin, if it's problematic, if you like. I super love summer, and my birthday's in summer, so it's always been my favorite. But my rosacea does get worse, so I'm interested to see how it changes. But let's get started. Just I'd like our viewers to know like how you got into beauty and what makes you so passionate about it to start with.
Gosh, I could definitely say my first experience with realizing that I loved beauty and skincare was when I first walked into a Sephora. I kind of just stumbled across it. I didn't even really know what a Sephora was, but after like walking around and looking at everything they had, I never realized that skincare and makeup could cost so much. Like, wow.
Yes, it certainly
Like,
can.
so being in like middle school and high school, it was just something that I always wanted to be a part of. And thankfully, I got one of my first jobs at Sephora as a cashier, and that really just helped snowball my passion and my love for the beauty industry. And that allowed me to, venture me off into FITM and study, beauty business management and what really goes on in the background of beauty and skincare. And lo
Mhm.
and behold, I'm here and I'm still living and breathing skincare and makeup. I love it.
Yes,
And
we love
yes, absolutely. But for me, and through all those years, I've struggled with eczema. And now,
it.
and since I was a kid, I've always had to find ways to help my skin. And like how you said, summer is your favorite season. Mine is actually fall, but that's because my birthday is also in fall. So totally makes sense.
Uh-huh.
But I can't deny that I love being in the ocean. I love swimming. I used to swim a lot as a kid. So, you know, the importance of sunscreen played a huge role in, my
Mhm.
life and how it affects my eczema. But depending on the environment, that's how I change what type of sunscreen I use. If I'm going to
Yeah,
the
I want to get
beach.
into that.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to ask you first, um, how, just at a higher level, how do you change your summer skincare routine when the weather gets hotter? And like,
Mm-hmm.
how, if your skin changes at all? Because I know mine does, and I'd like to know your experience with
Yeah,
that.
for sure. I mean, I've gotten more sensitive over the years. I feel like when I was younger, I was able to kind of just handle more things. But because I'm really sensitive and I'm allergic to a few things, I've had to change like my skincare regimen and like the type of sunscreen I use. But in regards to like sunscreen, like I said, depending on the environment, like if I'm at a beach, I really focus on just like the more cream based sunscreens. That's just what works for my skin. I don't really like anything that has like a silicone type texture. I don't think it's doing enough for my skin. But if I'm like going out or like having lunch or with my friends, I really focus to have my makeup products have skincare in it, and then like my setting spray have like SPF in it. Um,
Okay, so you do
mhm.
like the more moisturizing products for like outdoor activity days, and then you like do the sunscreens in the makeup for
Yeah,
everyday wear?
yeah, I do. I like use a tinted moisturizer with the SPF 30, and then I have like a setting spray that has an SPF 18. So something that I'm able to reapply throughout the day is really important when it comes to, sunscreen.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not just a one and done thing. It's you always have to reapply it, especially in the California sun. I mean, our sun here is so strong.
Yeah.
So that those rays are burning through the sunscreen super, super fast.
Well, with people I talk to, like it's easy to reapply sunscreen to the body, and especially if you're focusing on it, like w
Mm-hmm.
during outdoor activities. Like if you're in the
Yeah.
sun and feeling it, it's more like on the mind, like, oh, I don't want to get burned. But I feel like a lot of people that I talk to don't really reapply sunscreen on a daily basis to their face. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's kind of like a makeup type of thing. Like I usually wear a tinted sunscreen, and
Yeah.
then a little bit of BB cream over my redness and my
Mm-hmm.
under eye circles. And then I'll put like a little bit of bronzer or blush on. And then during the day, like at lunch, I'm like, I don't know if I want to put a whole bunch of like new stuff
Of
on
stuff
over
on
that.
your
I'm
face.
gonna like
Yeah.
screw up with my
Mm-hmm.
coloring. But I recently started looking at these different mineral sunscreens for like reapplying. They are on the pricier level, so I don't use them like as a base during in the
Mm-hmm.
morning in my morning routine, but I do like them for touching up during the day. It really
Right.
takes care of my shininess, and I think
Does
it's a good way to reapply.
For sure. With you having rosacea, does using a like certain type of sunscreen affect it more, like make you more red?
Oh, yeah, some of the sunscreens, especially the chemical ones, they'll make my skin sting. And
Mm,
that's like something I may or may not be able to live with. I would prefer it obviously not to sting, but what
yeah.
really is the killer for those chemical sunscreens is after a couple of hours, I'll feel like moistness in my outer eyes, and then my eyes will start burning and get all red, and it'll
Oh
actually
man.
make me feel tired. Like my eyes will feel tired and burning, and I'll just be like blinking my eyes, and I just can't handle it. Like I need to wash my face like right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So I stay away from like the oxybenzene chemical type of sunscreens, even the mixed ones, and I only go for ones that are physical sunscreens, like the mineral
Mhm.
sunscreens.
Mhm.
I really prefer like a cream in the morning because I
Yeah,
have
me
like
too.
um, a combination skin that gets a little bit
Mhm.
more oily in the summer. So I like that full coverage, like base sunscreen, tinted sunscreen, or a BB cream to
Yeah.
really provide the coverage. And I recently learned that like if you're just doing a really light like coverage with your BB cream, you may not be getting the full SPF 30 or whatever it's rated to, because
Mhm.
you've got to use like a certain amount. Like I've seen people like with sunscreen, like they measure it by finger lengths.
Yeah, I've seen that
Um,
too.
so when
Mhm.
they're rating the SPFs, like you have to use enough of it for it to give that protection. So I like layering my SPF products. Like I'll use a lighter moisturizer or a serum just in the
Mhm.
morning because I know my skin's going to get a little oilier, by
Right.
lunchtime. And
Yeah.
then I'll put like a silkier, almost like a primer moisturizer with SPF in,
Yes.
and then my BB cream with it over.
Yeah, that's why I think it's so important. for, clients and customers to know that reapplying is so essential when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
sunscreen. It's not like our foundation where we just put it on once and we're like we're protected or we feel protected, but it's just, especially the sun here, like I said, it breaks down, the sunscreen so much faster. And something that I learned from school was that a higher SPF doesn't indicate that it's actually going to protect you longer. So a lot of people go for the 50 plus SPF, which yes, it protects you a lot stronger, but it actually protects you for a shorter amount of time than a typical SPF 15 does.
Yeah,
So it's
the more intense sun breaks it
mm-hmm.
down.
Yeah, it's all about the, endurance of the sunscreen. But
Mm-hmm.
if you're at like an amusement park, on a hot day, I always recommend do the lower SPF. If you're gonna be, inside or on lunch, like eating lunch outside, then do the SPF 50 where, it's just like you're eating and then you like go home or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. But anything that's like outdoor related, I always tell people go lower because you won't have to reapply it as much as you have to with an SPF 15 or 50, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Mhm.
I'm I'm interested to know, like, I haven't actually compared the products to see like how long they say like to reapply. That would be an
Mhm.
interesting like little experiment. But
Oh yeah.
I want to make sure we get to a couple other questions that I'm super
Mhm.
curious about to ask you. Um, so we talked about sunscreen with your eczema and how sensitive your skin is. Um, how has that like changed your daily life, if at all, and
Mhm.
and the way you choose your skincare products?
With eczema, since I have had it since I was born, there was like no escape for me, from it. But with eczema, I have to watch what I eat. My diet is really important, like certain foods, like dairy is
Yes,
huge. I mean,
dairy.
dairy affects everything, which is unfortunate, but it
So
does.
good though.
It is. I love my ice cream. And everyone that knows me knows that I'm addicted to it. And like eggs is a really big trigger for me. So my mom's always like, you can't eat eggs, but I gotta eat that for breakfast. But there's just many things that I have to pay attention to. And like when it comes to skincare, there's, natural like ingredients that I can't use, like rose. It's huge for hydration, but I can't use it because my eczema is just like not accepted of it.
Yeah,
But
allergic to it.
I tend to focus more on um, cream-based skincare products. I love oils though. Oils are a game changer for me. I'm huge on layering skincare because
Yeah.
my skin just soaks everything up. And I do love gel base, but I can't really use them because it's too thin of a formula for my skin
Oh,
to
it just
really
sucks right
accept.
in.
Yeah, yeah. What about you? Does the rosacea, do you like cream or gel base more?
I like cream more because a lot of the products that I've used in the past, like from my dermatologist, they'll dry out my skin.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like that give and take. Like if I'm going to use a prescription at a certain time, and I've like bounced around, I've tried almost all of the ones,
Yeah.
over the years. And rosacea is something that gets worse as you get older. So throughout my 30s, like I've tried different things. I've tried laser and the prescriptions, and I really find that the preventative type of approach works well for me because one, it is like less harsh on the skin, and so I'll use like 1% one prescription, like the one that I'm using right now prevents like over growth of the Demodex mites, which are associated
Mm-hmm.
with rosacea.
Mm-hmm.
And then I use like a cream moisturizer, especially at night. My skin's too oily to use it day and night.
Mm-hmm.
I'll only use it like in my smile lines and a little bit around my eyes during the day.
So it's
But
pretty strong stuff.
yeah, it's the
Mm-hmm.
Herbisol Common Moisturizer. It's super rich. It's got the shea
Yeah.
butter and the essential oils, and I
Mm-hmm.
love it at night. It really
Mm-hmm.
nourishes my skin and makes it so that it replenishes.
Yeah.
but I can't use it during the day in summer. I do use it during the day in winter, but
Yeah.
just with my oil production, I find that just using a serum, like an antioxidant serum, is enough for my skin with a little bit of sunblock and primer.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes it so that my skin is well balanced throughout the day.
Yeah. What do you look for, when it comes to finding skincare products? I know like clean and organic is what you also breathe. So how can what do you specifically look for, especially when it's going to affect your rosacea?
Well, I really believe in thinking about skincare the same way you would think about what you eat. So
Yes.
I'm a huge believer in reading ingredient labels. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
super important. And I really like to get to know the companies that I'm going to use regularly,
Mm-hmm.
and see like if their ingredient sourcing is like has integrity, because there's so many different places that you can get ingredients from, and they have varying qualities. So we used to get like in the biotech industry, we get like a materials like summary, and you would read, everything that's
Right.
where your raw material is coming for, and
Mm-hmm.
it has different tests and like how good of quality you're actually, putting into this product that you're
Mm-hmm.
making. So I like to bring that with me into the skincare industry and the manufacturing process to really like make sure the ingredients are quality, and there's something that I would, you know, not necessarily eat. I'm not going to eat like
Yes, yes.
hyaluronic
Your
acid,
sunscreen.
but like it's something clean enough that I would feel good about it soaking into my body the same way I would eat
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
So I really look for like things that don't, like a face wash that doesn't contain sulfates. Those are really going to
Mm-hmm.
irritate rosacea. And I look for things. I do sometimes use a petroleum, like I'm using a petroleum product right here. I know
Yeah. Well, it helps
the
lock it in.
dermatologists, yeah,
Yeah.
they're like
Yeah.
an occlusive,
Mm-hmm.
which locks in the moisture and
Mm-hmm.
seals the wound. The dermatologists really like the petroleum-based ones for healing.
Mm-hmm.
I find that I can find an occlusive like in shea butter, and it does the same job with a more natural, from a more natural source.
Yeah.
So that's why I like the thicker night creams. And I just really think that like if I'm looking into all the ingredients like in the sunscreens, um, I can make sure that there isn't anything that's going to irritate my skin. But I've been doing this for a long time, so I
Fair.
like to write articles to help educate, people who aren't studying this stuff
Mm-hmm.
24/7 and obsessed
Mm-hmm.
with it, like you and I,
Yes. Yes.
so that they can read their ingredient lists, in an educated way and know what irritates their skin and what they can be okay with.
Yeah. I know what's trending now and what customers they are becoming, ingredient savvy and just really
Oh, that's
educated
good.
for themselves because there's a lot of people like you and I that struggle with these concerns and there's, so many more in our category that that there's skincare problems. So it's great that, you're transparent, like Oras is so transparent with, the ingredients that they use. Um, but I think, with me, with eczema, like my learning process is I know that my skin, I have to change it up because if I stick to one thing, it's gonna get used to it and then I have to change it again. So
Yeah,
it's just,
that's so interesting.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, which is
So that's like
unfortunate.
your moisturizers, they don't work as well over time.
Yeah, like especially body lotions, specifically body lotions. Like I have to, bounce back and forth between like drugstore and sometimes more high end. And then so my body doesn't adapt to it.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the same for sunscreens? Like, does sunscreen sting?
No, not with sunscreen. I think it's just more of like a hydration thing for my
Okay.
skin. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sunscreen is kind of the same across the board for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I think that's all that we have time for today. I would love to bring you on and do some more questions together. But
Yes.
let's sign off for today. And thank you so much for coming online and doing this live with me. It was super fun. And I
Thank you
hope
so much
this
for
is
having me.
a help and an inspiration to all those people out there, the
Mm-hmm.
viewers with rosacea and eczema. Summer can be a really hard time for people with
Yeah,
sensitive skin. So
absolutely.
find the ingredients that work for you, get educated about even things that are on your skin just a short while, like a
Mm-hmm.
face wash, can affect how your skin, the levels of irritation in your skin.
Mm-hmm.
So see what works for you and what doesn't work in sunscreen. And follow us on Instagram and Facebook. I also have a personal channel on YouTube where we are putting out skin tips and trying to educate everyone so that we can have um, a higher level of awareness when it comes to clean beauty. So
Absolutely.
thank you, everyone, and until next time, bye now.